Great. Good morning, everyone. Thank you all for being here with us at our inaugural CMU Africa Entrepreneurship Forum. My name is Bemi Diso, and I'm the Executive Director here at CMU Africa. I'll be remiss if I don't thank our wonderful partners, the MasterCard Foundation, Hanga Pitch Fest, United Nations Rwanda, and the World Bank Rwanda for their support in this inaugural forum. I'd also like to thank my colleagues, Vicky Mugisha, Stanley, and Maria, who were part of the planning committee for this conference. First, I'd like to bring to stage our opening keynote for today. She's a woman who needs no introduction. I simply call her Superwoman, but she is officially known as the Honorable Paula Ingabire, the Minister of ICT and Innovation here at Rwanda. Please welcome Honorable Minister to the panel.
Good morning, everyone. It took me a while to figure out who she was talking about. I was quite convinced it's Rika until everyone was, tapping me. But it's a pleasure to be here with all of you. And I know we have a couple of students who are probably following us from another space. So to you, perhaps I wouldn't address you as students, but rather aspiring entrepreneurs or already entrepreneurs, because I know in many ways you all believe in the power of entrepreneurship. And also we know that many of you are also working on your various ideas. Historically, we've seen the linkages between entrepreneurship and academia, and I want to use this opportunity to start by commending Carnegie Mellon Africa for yet another milestone in not just organizing this event, but also your commitment and intentionality in supporting local and regional entrepreneurs. Thank you very much for all your work and the contribution that you've made this far. Today, Africa holds the highest entrepreneurship rate in the world, with 22% of Africa's working age population that is already in one form or another starting their own businesses, part of entrepreneurial activities. And this is testimony that Africa is a continent of opportunities. Our large youth population makes Africa a rich place for innovation, and we believe in the potential of innovations to respond to Rwanda's issues and Africa at large. Rwanda is recognized as the second most entrepreneurial country, but also the best or easiest place to do business. By establishing ourselves as a proof of concept destination for innovative companies and startups via an enabling environment, we welcome companies to launch and test scalable solutions that have a potential to solve real-world problems. And I won't go in details on which are some of these companies, because we continue to see these examples from Zipline, Babil, Caris, and many others. And I think for many of the entrepreneurs that are following us today, you are going to join the line of these companies that continue to solve real-world problems. In our efforts to strengthen the innovation and startup ecosystem, with the support of several partners, we've put in place several initiatives that aim to support innovators and entrepreneurs to move to the next level. And I'll mention just a few. And I know we have a whole day of various conversations where we'll get a feel on what are the different entrepreneurial support programs that we have within the economy, but also that allow for many of our startups and entrepreneurs to scale. I'll start with the Rwanda Innovation Fund, which was launched in 2018 with the support of the African Development Bank. And through this fund, we're able to provide equity financing for tech businesses, but also we use the same financing to train entrepreneurs with business planning, management, and also increase awareness and sensitization to intellectual property rights. Today, we have 2 startups that have already been able to secure financing for their growth, one in health tech and another one in mobility. So this shows you the range of areas that we're able to support, but also the catalytic role that technology continues to play in enabling the various traditional sectors. Where we are seated is the Kigali Innovation City, that CMU is already one of the anchor tenants of the Kigali Innovation City. This was launched in 2021. It's a flagship initiative where we aim to create over 50,000 jobs and also generate close to $150 million in ICT exports and attract $300 million in foreign direct investment. But beyond that, we also want, this is also a platform where we're able to support and nurture local startups and build the right synergies with some of the global and international companies. In our midst, I see a couple of companies, and I think I'm going to avoid to mention names so that if I leave out any, it doesn't feel like I have preferences. But many of these companies in many ways have been super supportive in nurturing and building the capacity of our entrepreneurs. And I know I said I won't mention names, but you allow me to just pick out a few: MasterCard, BPN, and I'll stop right there. Dalberg, but let me just stop right there. But the idea is that it's a recognition that it's something that we can't do alone. It's something that requires these kind of partnerships where everyone plays an instrumental role in building the capacity, in providing a platform for these startups and entrepreneurs to build and grow their businesses, to access larger markets, but also in many ways to challenge our entrepreneurs to build market-creating innovations, because really that is the disruption, the disruptive power of entrepreneurship and innovation. We have a couple of events, and this is one of them. I think this week, particularly in Rwanda, has been one that is filled with multiple, entrepreneurship-focused events. Just this week, we had the Google's Black Founders event that was happening at Noshken. We have this one, the Entrepreneurship Forum, happening here. Tomorrow, which I'm hoping that at the end of my speech, I get to invite everyone, we'll be having the second edition of our Hunger Pitch Fest, which with the support of UNDP as an annual event, we're able to showcase the different innovative solutions that we have within our local economy, the local startups, and we're particularly focused on pre-seed stage, where many of them still have brilliant ideas, and we want to just provide them a platform and the right support programs to take their ideas to the next level. And so I said I want to take this advantage to really use this opportunity to invite all of you tomorrow for the finale, which is starting at 2 p.m. at the Bekai Arena, and I promise you it will be fun. So let's make it an extension of today's Entrepreneurship Forum. And I know for many of the entrepreneurs here today, since yesterday and perhaps throughout the whole week, because we've had too many activities happening, you've been interacting with your fellow entrepreneurs, various development partners, entrepreneurship support organizations, Jasiri, Noshken, and you continue to do so today. I hope that this inaugural Entrepreneurship Forum will be a platform not just for discussion, but also to share experiences, to share best practices, and most importantly, a platform where you can build strong linkages between the academic institutions, the industry, and also the policymakers. Let it be a platform where you can yield future knowledge creation avenues that will catalyze and add more value to the entrepreneurship activities and innovations that will come along. Let it also be a forum where you have a fresh perspective on what surrounds us, because innovation is all that surrounds us, and it's really going to be the order of the day. Let it also be a motivation for you to rethink your ideas and consider how to use and create positive impact in a new and better ways for yourselves and the communities that you are trying to impact. We hope to see more of these initiatives in this vibrant ecosystem, but also to see the linkages and partnerships that we can continue to forge in scaling these companies beyond where they are. So I want to thank CMU Africa and all the partners for really inviting me to be here with you. I had hoped I would spend a good amount of time with you, but unfortunately I'm not able to physically. So I can still follow and be able to follow some of these conversations virtually. But I want to use this opportunity to just pledge our support as the government of Rwanda, that you have our full support in playing our role in ensuring that the entrepreneurs that we have today are growing every year, are scaling to the next level, but most importantly, giving them a space and platform where they can test their ideas before they can launch in even bigger markets. So thank you very much for having me today. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Ministers, for those kind remarks. Next, I'd like to welcome Alan Robinson, the Director at CMU Africa, to give some opening remarks.
Good morning, everybody. Honorable Minister Paula, Minister of ICT and Innovation for the Government of Rwanda, Rika Rigamba, Country Director, MasterCard Foundation, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, all protocols observed. It's my distinct pleasure to welcome all you here today, this morning, for CMU Africa's inaugural Entrepreneurship Forum. I'd especially like to welcome our guests who've traveled from afar, from across the continent, to join us here today. So I'd like to start just to recognize the MasterCard Foundation and the key role that their partnership and vision has played in leading to this event. They're essential for this event. I also want to thank Bemi Disu for her leadership in organizing this event and for advancing entrepreneurship in general at CMU Africa. I'd also like to thank the staff, Stanley, Maria, Vicky, and all the other faculty and staff here at CMU Africa have really worked hard together to make entrepreneurship a success at our campus and to make this event occur. So as an academic institution, CMU Africa recognizes the vital role that we can play to serve as a catalyst for innovation to advance economic development through our core missions of research and education. Entrepreneurship is a critical sort of component of this mission. Just before the pandemic, CMU Africa started the Industry Innovations Laboratory here in Kigali. It initially supported 4 alumni companies. One of these startups, and I saw their banner out there in the lobby, Aurora Tech, is developing smart logistics solutions that enables real-time fleet monitoring, fuel level monitoring, and digital freight booking services for supply chain industry in East Africa. Their prototype tracking devices are installed on more than 30 trucks now in the region. The aim of the IIL, or Industry Innovation Laboratory, is to nurture a culture of research-driven innovation and entrepreneurship here at CMU Africa. It offers our students and alumni with entrepreneurial aspirations the opportunity to test and pilot their innovations with the ultimate goal of accelerating product development to launch and grow their businesses. We're already seeing really exciting results. Currently, about 20% of our alumni are either founders or working at startups. In partnership with the MasterCard Foundation, we're aspired to accelerate these activities to create more tech startups. We've put in place the foundational elements to nurture a budding innovation ecosystem that will help address many of Africa's grand challenges, as well as the issue of job creation for the continent's thriving and growing young population. So this forum is really timely in this endeavor, and it's part of our building a broader vision for entrepreneurship. For this vision to succeed, however, we understand that our program cannot and does not exist in a vacuum. So it's no surprise that this inaugural CMU Africa Entrepreneurship Forum is named Connecting Africa's Entrepreneurship Ecosystem. So many of you in this room are key players in this ecosystem, not only from Rwanda, but also from countries like Burkina Faso, Cameroon, Egypt, Nigeria, Senegal, and South Africa. It is our hope through this forum we can collectively draw lessons from each other to enhance our understanding of our current efforts, our challenges, and then most importantly, the opportunities within the entrepreneurship ecosystem. We also would like to identify potential areas that we can collaborate together to advance entrepreneurship and job creation. And we also want to understand how we can support the development of an entrepreneurial mindset at places like CMU Africa and other higher learning institutions on the continent. As part of that effort, as part of this forum as well, over the last 2 days, roughly 90 students from 13 universities representing 7 different countries have participated in workshops that introduced them to some of the core concepts in entrepreneurship over the last 2 days. Now they're working in teams to come up with solutions for global challenges such as in agriculture, climate change, poverty, and fintech. And later today, we'll have the opportunity to have the 4 top teams come and present to all of us as part of a competition, and that will occur this afternoon. So it's our hope that this forum is only a beginning, that this is the start of many conversations and engagements that will engage and lead to tangible action and collaborations with all the organizations that are here today to advance entrepreneurship on the continent. So I want to thank you all again and wish everybody to have really productive discussions over the next 6 to 8 hours. And so thank you again for attending. And so next I'd like to introduce Rika from the MasterCard Foundation, and she's the country head for Rwanda. And Rika has deep experience in the Rwandan tourism industry, which I think is a rich opportunity. There's lots of opportunities for entrepreneurships in that space. And I would invite Rika up to the podium now to provide some comments from the MasterCard Foundation.
Good morning, everyone. As Alan was talking about tourism, I recently received a call, actually a LinkedIn message, and it was someone attending, I think, the Google Black Founder that the minister talked about. And they said I was Googling on Rwanda digital, and your name appeared. So maybe there's something Google doesn't know, that knows that we don't know. I was like, I don't know that, but it's great. And I think this really speaks to how much, especially through the partnership we have with CMU, we've gone into understanding more about the digital space and entrepreneurship. So maybe soon it won't be tourism. Don't be surprised if you hear, she knows something about digital. So good morning, everyone. A representative of learning institutions, entrepreneurs, ladies and gentlemen. Just imagine if you could fill a tank of water while you sleep, or while you work at the office, or while you're here at this conference, without ever turning a tap. Using solar technology, an invention by young Kenyan entrepreneur, Beth Koigi, is turning air into water. Magic Waters is Beth's social enterprise, and it works by harvesting moisture from the air and turning it into potable water, and that is safe to drink. At present, Magic's water systems are producing over 200,000 liters of water for over 19,000 people in arid and semi-arid areas. And her water system units can be purchased to empower communities. So when it comes to innovative entrepreneurs, you don't have to look further than our continent's next generation. The youth have always been at the root of innovation, from spearheading global trends to influencing how ideas, products, and services are used. Every day, we also see innovation here in Rwanda, from how our farmers and produce sellers use WhatsApp status to increase their access to the buying markets, and to how young real estate brokers are using social media to advertise properties and gain clientele. What we're witnessing is a brilliant marriage between digital innovation and young entrepreneurs' pursuits. COVID-19 greatly affected these livelihoods, but the pandemic also brought about a wave of innovation. The pandemic also emphasized the importance of putting young people at the center as we grow the digital economy here in Rwanda. And as we significantly expand digital access across our communities, especially to the rural areas. Like many other African countries, a significant percentage of Rwanda's population consists of young people under the age of 35. And in a continent where SMEs contribute up to 40% of our country's GDP, improving our entrepreneurial ecosystem for and with young people can catalyze economic growth, create jobs, and improve the livelihoods. As we listen and engage with the many young and seasonal entrepreneurs who I understand are upstairs and will be joining, these seasoned entrepreneurs, innovators, stakeholders here, investors, disruptors at the forum today, let us start by building pathways of collaboration where young people can exercise their agency. They are powerful decision makers, they are consumers, they are innovators, creators, and trendsetters. I'd like to thank CMU Africa for already building this pathway of collaboration by hosting this forum and creating an environment where young entrepreneurs and innovators can exercise their agency. I was happy today to see a lot of from the academic that we met at Afritech earlier, I think a couple of months ago. So I think that collaboration is already a sign that really CMU continues to make sure everybody in the ecosystem is speaking to one another. The foundation would also like to thank the government of Rwanda for providing an enabling environment in the country for entrepreneurs, businesses, and most importantly, for the young people. Our task now, government, private, public, academic institutions, is to build enabling systems for the youth to better prepare them for dignified and fulfilling work opportunities through entrepreneurship, the digital economy, and innovation. We must also ensure that our conversations, solutions, roadmaps are rooted in inclusion with a continued focus on far-reaching the most vulnerable, including young women, rural youth, refugees, and youth with disabilities. As we take part in the many illuminating conversations that I'm sure we'll have today, let us listen, learn, collaborate with young people so that our plans and visions are enriched by the very people whose future we are working to empower. If they can turn air into water, what other moonshot ideas can they come up with? Let's just give them the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rika. We're truly honored to have the MasterCard Foundation as part of our partner. We've appreciated the support over the past few years. Now we can have a forum that talks about youth and different entrepreneurship ventures. We thought we would first kick off with a little surprise performance from a group called Art Rwanda Ubuhanzi. That is a project that's in collaboration with the Ministry of Youth and Culture that identifies nationwide young and talented Rwandans in the creative arts industry. So I'd like to welcome Arts Rwanda Ubuhanzi to the stage for their performance.
We cannot wait no more. We cannot wait no more to sing of our greatness, to cherish our navigation beyond dark history and a challenging reality. Africa, you are a miracle. Being the center of attention on what history would call a civilization, articles are naming you in particular on completely different headlines because we chose not to dwell, but instead keep up. I always thought of the word investor as a synonym of a foreigner, other continents to be precise. Through tech articles here and there, I learned of a new word of local investors. Thank you, Africa, for daring with or without a hand. Isn't the universe witnessing our greatness just because we decided to fill our own voids, doing it with courage instead of fear? Because who else, Africa? Who else? Regardless of being overlooked by the global tech, we are determined not for only competition, because Africans are able and deserving. 60% of our population is us, youth. And that is where our hope lies. We existing this highly means dynamism. Let's seize the opportunity, double the hard work, exploit both foreign and local investments, as well as be investors, collect and create solutions, perfect enough to solve our continental realities. The time is now. Let's use it. It's not always about solutions. At some point, all we need is progress and being better. Letting solutions actually work, it's magic. Just because you can't hold on, it doesn't mean you have failed. Staying on track should be our rhythm, the striving and not just the enjoyment. We have a bright bulb that is not to break, and that is Africa. It is us. It is me. It is you. It is in the cuisine, in the knitting, in advocacy, in culture, in art. It is anywhere that we are, and boosting it is our command. And remember, no one can dim the light that comes from within. That's Maya Angelou. We have what it takes. It is time we depend on our abilities instead of universal validation. We cannot wait no more to stand and show the world what we got in all ways. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that wonderful performance. It just goes to show the talent we have embedded on the continent and even the words that they created. We just gave them the notion we want to talk about entrepreneurship, youth, and arts, and they went ahead and created a phenomenal performance. Another round of applause for our talent.